Chicago Fire wrapped up on Wednesday, May 21, alongside Med and PD, with all three set to return to NBC for the 2025 to 2026 broadcast season. The series is a look into the professional and personal lives of the firefighters and paramedics of Firehouse 51, as they risk their lives every day to save and protect the citizens of Chicago. Taylor Kinney, Miranda Ray Mayo, Dermot Mulroney, Hanako Greensmith, Jocelyn Hudon, Christian Stolt, Joe Mioso, Daniel Curie, and Jake Lockett make up the main cast. In Season 12, Episode 9, Something About Her, Hudon made her procedural debut as paramedic Lila Novak. Hudon's most well-known works include Pixels, The Order, The Strain, and When Hope Calls. She has also starred in a number of other network shows, including Criminal Minds on CBS, The Irrational on NBC, and ABC's 9 to 11 and The Rookie, Feds. I chatted with Jocelyn Hudon about what Ritter's exit means for Novak, her character's romance with Damon, and which character from the Dick Wolf universe she'd like to see in Chicago Fire. Hudon is curious to see what's in store for Novak's romantic life. He came over for dinner at her and Ritter's place, so I'm not exactly sure where that's going. Screen Rant. Daniel Curie is leaving the show, but Ritter and Novak just became roommates. What is she going to do? Jocelyn Hudon. I don't know. However, Novak is resourceful and resilient, so I believe she will find a solution. She may have a reoccurring episode in which she is searching for a new place to call home. She'll definitely do that again and look for a new place to reside. Or perhaps the apartment is taken over by her. I'm not sure. Although I personally enjoyed living alone, I believe Novak might be a roommate type of gal. Novak and Damon have a romance brewing, but they're keeping it casual. Do you have any specific hopes for that relationship? Jocelyn Hudon. He kind of split up with her in one of the episodes, but she's kind of still around, so I'm not sure. She is in the hospital with him. They have a friendship. I'm not entirely sure where that's going, but he came over for supper at her and Ritter's apartment. I'm not sure where it will go because there are a lot of people that are also rooting for Novak and Frost from Med. Do you have a team? I love a goodwill they want their relationship, so I could see that for her and Damon. Hudon wants to learn more about why Novak became a paramedic. That's what makes her so great at her job, because I think a trauma affected her in real life. Season 13 gave us some bits and pieces from Novak's past. Do you think we'll learn more about her in Season 14? Jocelyn Hudon. I sincerely hope her past is revealed to us. I think they did a fantastic job of generating our curiosity about her background, and I have many questions. I would like to learn more about her origins, her goals, and her tale. I would really like to know what happened to her. Her past would be fascinating to learn more about. Is there a specific question that you have? One where you're like, I really want to know this about Novak, but the show hasn't told you yet. Jocelyn Hudon. Yeah, in Episode 8, where there's a suicide, and she was very triggered by the suicide. I would like to know if that personally affected her, if it was her mom or her dad or someone close in her family. I would love to know. I just want to play that out because I think that must have been an early thing that happened in her life that made her become a paramedic. I just want to know more about that. And that's what makes her so great at her job, because I think a trauma affected her in real life. Did the writers give you any extra backstory when you booked the role of Novak? Jocelyn Hudon. Whatever they build onto it, I just perform it. When I auditioned for the role, it was Season 12, and I just had 2 big scenes. It was really well-rounded because we saw how fun and loose and wild she can be and light. And then we also saw how much she cares about her job and how empathetic and caring and seriously she takes her job and her coworkers. So I think that first episode where I joined, I think that gave me a lot to work with this character. It really gave me a well-rounded character. Hudon hopes Novak can interact with Law and Order. SVU's Olivia Benson. I want her to work with Olivia Benson from Law and Order, SVU. That's my dream. I have a picture of her in my trailer. If you were writing an episode of Chicago Fire, is there a storyline you'd write for Novak? Jocelyn Hudon. Yes, I have 2. I would love to do a water episode because I scuba dive. So I would love for there to be some kind of incident where they're like, we need a paramedic to go underwater. And I'd be like, that's me. My time has come. Shove me in the water. I would love to do a water episode. I know they did one a few years ago, and everyone had a really great time doing that. And then I also would love for the ambulance to get robbed or held up. And I would love Violet and Novak to have to fight their way out of a robbery. This is probably a hard question because there are so many characters, but is there one character in particular from the Dick Wolf universe, alive or dead, that you would have liked Novak to interact with? Jocelyn Hudon. I want her to work with Olivia Benson from Law and Order, SVU. That's my dream. I have a picture of her in my trailer. I love Law and Order, SVU, and I think it would be really great for Novak and Benson to somehow interact. I could die happy. I would love to be like, this is what happened. And she'd be like, I'll take it from here. And I'd be like, great. Enjoy Screen Rant's primetime coverage? Click below to sign up for our weekly Network TV newsletter. Make sure to check Network TV in your preferences and get the inside scoop from actors and showrunners on your favorite series. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe my Fast Gossip 24 to our channel and stay with us.